for the week, the pride of Roland Park County. But Laura, what's going on? How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming to the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This is my first podcast, so I'm really excited.
That's awesome. So let's get right into it. So we've talked the past couple of weeks about some of the topics that not bothers us, but the stuff that is on your minds. We've experienced it, whether in relationships or friends who are in relationships.
Right.
So the question that we brought up is how do you feel about significant others and having friends of the opposite gender? So we're talking about girlfriends with male friends, or your boyfriend hypothetically has a bunch of female friends. How does that affect? How can that potentially affect relationships, and what kind of insecurities could that possibly bring out? The floor is yours. What do you think?
I think that is a slippery slope, John. Let me tell you, because it's easy for boundaries to get skewed, I feel like. And I feel like it's up to the individual, right? Like whether you're the girlfriend or the boyfriend, I feel like once you become in a committed relationship, you have to set the boundaries with your friends. So sometimes the dynamic changes. Like you might have a homegirl that you used to talk to all the time, every day, but then once you have a girlfriend, it's like, okay, you can't be talking to her all the time. She can't be calling you at night, sitting on your lap, all that kind of stuff. Like that's got to go. And I think that you also have to have trust in your partner that they won't cross lines with their friends, and that they will make it known to their friends that they don't want to cross those lines. So yeah, you can have friends. It's not my favorite, especially not besties, but it's all about boundaries and communication, because you need to know what your partner is comfortable with.
Absolutely. And I think back to some of the classic movies that we've seen, like Brown Sugar. That's the first movie that came to mind with Taye Diggs and Sanaa Lathan. Mm-hmm. Their characters are best friends, girl and guy.
Yeah.
Taye Diggs' character is about to get engaged to who's the girl again? I'm sorry. Anyway.
I forgot.
Anyway, but he's about to get engaged. She's already skeptical of their friendship and everything because they've been friends for a very long time, long before she came around. But he feels intimidated by Sydney Shaw, the character played by Sanaa Lathan, because she's a pretty girl. She's attractive.
Exactly.
But my thing is, and I'm gonna tell you from a guy perspective, it's kind of hard to have a girlfriend, and then all of a sudden you see these male friends come around, and that doesn't come so much from insecurity, at least from where I look at it. I just think it comes from guys not trusting guys, because we see a lot in movies and TV shows when the girls have these male friends for a very long time. All of a sudden they come out and all of a sudden it's out of randomness, they come out and be like, "Oh my God, I've had feelings for you for so long. I need to say this. I've held this inside for years." And it's like, and you're sitting there like, bro, you had to do this now, since I came into the relationship with the girl, you couldn't have done this before I came. You couldn't, what I mean? And you look at a guy and it's like, something about you, I just don't trust you. Yeah. Even when you shake hands with him, it's like, you be nice, you be cordial and everything, you be an adult, obviously, and you trust your girl. The way I see it, I'm gonna trust my girl until I have a reason not to trust my girl. Right. So that's the level of self-confidence I've come within myself, but also the level of trust that I have in her. And just the fact that, look, we're all adults here. We meet all types of people throughout our lives, and we have to learn to coexist with each other. So it's like, I'm not going to say that my girl can't have male best friends. I think that's pretty asinine in my opinion. I don't think it's reality.
Exactly.
But at the same time, there's a lot of guys that we just flat out don't trust. We look at them because it's all right, he seems nice, but especially if you like him, you got to look out for the rest.
Oh my God, come on.
Got up for these rights and man. I'm telling you, man. Everybody's all friendly and everything. Yeah, my man, what's up? Man, good to see you. Yeah, but you just look at him like, man. It's something about you, bro. I came across guys like you before. It's like, I want to believe you, but it's not that I don't trust my girl. I just don't trust you. So
right. And that's why it's up to your girl, though, to have those boundaries, because you can't help the outside world, really. So you have to know that if your guy friend does step to you and start telling you about feelings or try to cross lines, I trust you to shut that down, because that can happen anywhere, not just a male best friend, but if you're at the workplace, if you're out at the grocery store, you're always around people of the opposite sex, right? If you're in a heterosexual relationship and you see people of the opposite sex, it's all the time, everywhere. So that's why you have to trust your partner that if that does happen, they would respect your relationship and not let it go any further.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, and I want to go back. You know, this is very much irrelevant. But hey, when you grow up, there's certain things that happen in your life where it's like you forget about it, but it still kind of stays seared in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 14. I was in middle school. I was in eighth grade. My first actual little girlfriend. I don't even count it because like honestly, I don't count anybody until like maybe high school. But my first like girlfriend, so to speak, in the eighth grade. You know, we're seeing each other. We're about to go to a play. It's like I'll never forget it. It was a Rosa Parks theme play at Douglas High School. So we're taking the bus down there. On the way down there, she introduced me to one of her so-called best friends, like someone she's known for a good amount of years. So, dude, I meet him and it's like, all right, cool, great. But okay, if you get on the bus, she doesn't sit with me. She sits with him.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought is, all right, that's kind of weird, but nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the play, she's sitting with him again. I'm like, okay. So now we got the bus, and now we got the play. She's not sitting with me. I'm sitting with a random classmate that I don't even like, but while she's sitting with her best friend.
Right.
Get back on the bus, and then we get back to school. I find out that the dude leaned in and kissed her.
Oh no.
And then she tells me that, oh, he kissed me, I didn't kiss her. I mean, he kissed me, I didn't kiss him. I'm like, bro, like you had to have kissed him if he leaned in. You would have could not coming and backed away. So I found out, blah blah blah. You know that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, look, this is irrelevant, so to speak, because we're grown ups now. But it's like it's little things like that where like it stays with you,
Right.
kind of like cognizantly. Like, well, I don't even think about this.
Right.
But it kind of like gave me a preference to like, okay, I can't be so like gung ho about girls with guy friends because these kind of situations can happen. Like I told you, there's guys that like will come out and say after years like, oh my God, I've been in love with you for so long, like I can't hold this anymore. Like this guy's not for you. Like I'm the guy. I've been with you since day one. Like this should work.
Right.
So it's like it makes it really tough for me to do that. But again, like as I said, this has to come from trusting yourself, self-confidence in yourself, and then trusting your girl.
Yeah.
That she's going to do the right thing, and that if this guy does make a step, like you said, that it's up to her to set the boundaries. You can't tell her what boundaries to make. I feel like because then you'd be overstepping yours as a guy that's new in her life versus the people that have been there before you came.
Well, see, I like to have a conversation early on, like in the dating phases, as we're getting to know each other. Do you have girl besties? Like tell me about them, because I want to know upfront, and it makes a huge difference if you have history with them. Is this somebody that you've slept with? Like, did y'all go on dates? Are y'all exes? Like, I need to know who this girl is and what the history is, right? Because like obviously if she's an ex, like absolutely not. If you guys have romantic history, absolutely not. And I like to know that up front so I can make an educated decision, because I can tell you up front that's something I'm not comfortable with.
Okay.
I'm not friends with exes. They're not my bestie. So I feel like I'm not asking for nothing that I can't give you in return. So I feel like it's important to discuss friendships, discuss boundaries early on so that you can be clear on what your partner has going on, and then let them know how you feel, and they either respect it or they don't. But I think because of the concerns that you expressed and about how you don't trust guys, or because you've seen different things happen, I think it's important to say that up front, honestly, early on in the relationship.
Yeah. So you're saying that if a guy for example that you're seeing has had any is friends with any of his exes, that's just a flat out red flag for you. No, like this is
Yes. Yeah, that's a red flag for me, because why?
To the point where like you're not going to pursue any further.
It's not likely. I don't understand why you want to be friends with them.
I mean, I look at it like this. If this is college, this is high school, all right. I'm like, yo, all right, this is only
Well, I feel like, okay, well, high school doesn't count. I would say adult relationship. So I'm going to say.
So, yeah, and in adult relationship, I feel like, there's some people actually connect beyond just sex. They actually might get to know the person like, all right, yeah, this happened once or twice or whatever, but we're actually good friends and we understand that, okay, we're better off as friends, blah, blah, blah. You know, you can stick around as this new content comes in. Now, I'm going to have my skepticism and everything, but again, that comes down to me giving this person a chance and, you know, just giving, I mean, look, I'm going to give you a chance to allow me to trust you until I have a reason not to trust you. Am I going to be skeptical? Yeah. Am I going to want to be around this guy a lot? Probably not. I don't want to see this guy, you know, hanging around us a whole lot. But again, I'll be cordial. You know, I'll be like, you know, respectful and everything until something else happens where I'm being disrespected. I respond to disrespect with disrespect, but until then, I respect you as long as you respect me. But I'm still going to have my reservations. But I don't know if I would flat out like just cut it off because, you know, there's friends in your life where you've slept together, you've had history. I feel like
Yikes.
I feel like
so that just,
I feel like when you're adult, you're gonna see that a whole lot more. It's just like more than you know, more than people are willing to say, honestly. I feel that's just me.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's difficult when you're still friends with people that you have a history with, because sometimes it's like if you're attracted to that person or you've had relations with that person, I feel like it doesn't really always go away. You know what I mean? And it's like in the back of my mind, I know that you think my boyfriend is cute, or I know that like he slept with you, or like, I don't know, it would be in my mind. And I feel like those feelings don't go away. And then you're in a brown sugar situation where it's like, see, I knew it was something about you the whole time. You guys had this history, this connection, try to play it off as besties. And now you guys are getting married.
And then you see like Boris Kodjoe's character, like, you know, get left, like, you know,
exactly.
So not later sitting there saying like, I love you. And then Boris is like, but not like you love him.
Exactly. That's my whole point. That's my whole point. See, I'm Lori Harvey. I'm the prize. So if you want to be best,
no, not Lori. No.
I'm saying I'm the prize.
Don't be Lori.
If you're a woman,
don't be Lori.
Not even a woman. If you're in a relationship, you should know you are the prize, as she said.
But Lori
is secure in yourself.
In defense, Lauren, Lori is the future female version of Future. I'm sorry.
Well,
I have never seen Michael B. Jordan look more broken down and sad in my life than that day with the Golden State Warriors had him on a big screen. That man was sick. I mean, I'm like, yo, why did they do this to this man? Like he just broke up with his woman. He is sad and he is not well.
I agree.
Why on a jumbotron like that?
I agree with you. I'm not pro her decisions. I'm just saying
that man was in love. That man, I told everybody this was wasn't going to last. I told y'all, I was like, they lasted past the summertime. I was like, all right, good for Lori. She made it past toxic summer, but that don't mean this is going to last.
Yeah. That was an unfortunate situation, but we have to remember her words. That's the key point here. Her words. You know you're the prize. And I feel like if there's another woman that you're friends with all like that, then go ahead and be with her, because I know my value. I know that I am the prize. So there's somebody who will value me. So if there's some girl that you feel like you need to keep in the wings, then you should go ahead and do that. But you have to keep that in mind too, that if you're with somebody that would slip up and do something with their friend or cross the line with their friend, then they're not meant for you. But you have to know your value. So that's another reason when I talk about trust, not only trust, but having confidence and knowing your self-worth, that if that were to happen, then, you know, it is what it is. But you have to have that confidence that you can't be so insecure that anytime he sees another woman or she sees another man, she's going to slip. You know, you got to know your worth.
No, I totally agree with you. I'm just in the mindset. Look, I do know my worth, and I do understand that. Like, yeah, I am a prize. I mean, look,
that's right.
You got to have that. You got to have that confidence. But at the same time, look, I'm a person that is willing to give people a chance if they to you know their act. I pay attention to actions. You have your words, but I pay attention to actions as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt until, you know, I have my reasons. I have my reasons not to. I'm going to have my doubts. I'm going to have, you know, my reservations. Mm-hmm. But and this may sound cocky, but I've come to the point where it's like I don't get too worried about guy friends. Like, you know, look, you really gonna choose this guy over me?
Exactly.
Really? I get to the point. I'm at that point where it's like, look, man, if this guy is the guy that takes you away from me, I might even go shake his hand. Look, bro, you got it.
That's my point. Exactly.
Because it's gonna be a downgrade no matter what. Sorry to say that.
Exactly. You're right.
But I mean, look, it may sound cocky, but you gotta have confidence in yourself.
is though. That's true. That's how you should feel. So wait, so you wouldn't feel some type of way if your significant other was friends with her exes?
Not so much, not so much like an ex. Well, how do I put this? If she was, I wouldn't put that against her. I wouldn't, again, I wouldn't put that against her, man. Like, look, we meet a lot of people. Sometimes people end up being friends after having a romantic past and finding out that they're actually pretty good friends with each other. Do I trust the dude? Hell no. But I trust my girl. At the same time, like I said, I'm me.
Hmm.
He's him. She upgraded. She would know better than to downgrade. But if a woman decides to make that mistake, that's on her.
So
It's not.
what about hanging out though? Because we haven't talked
Ah,
spending
ah,
spending time. Because to me
ah.
that's a friend. A friend is somebody you talk to, you spend time with. Like we're talking about friends. What if she's like, I want to hang out. I'm going to go meet him for lunch, and that's her ex.
I would I would probably be like, okay, one of those, okay, scratch the back of my head, be like, all right, okay. I probably wouldn't say a lot of things. I mean, look, I'm gonna say the same thing. I trust you. I don't trust
Hmm.
him. So
Hmm.
if I find out you make some move, one thing I'm not gonna do is react with violence. So I'm not
Right.
gonna like try to beat up the guy. If something crazy like that did happen,
Hmm.
knock on wood. But I ain't about to go crazy or everything. But again, I trust my girl.
Yeah.
Bottom line. So I'm gonna let her do her thing. If the guy is friends and he's genuine about a friendship and genuine about doing what's right by her,
Hmm.
then I got no issues with you. I'm still not gonna. My trust is very thin with a lot of people. Like, I don't know you, and y'all got a history. I'm probably not gonna trust you, but I'm gonna give you the respect, and as long as you respect me, and again, trust my girl, respect my girl. You do your thing, and whatever happens from there happens from there. That's the way I look at
Wow, you are better than me, John, because that would be like, what do y'all need to be going to lunch for? Mm-mm, I don't understand.
it.
You
No,
don't need to, why does she want to see you for lunch? No, that ship has sailed.
can I come? No, I need to be there. I'll cancel
Exactly.
my plans and make sure I'm there.
Yeah, no, all the people in the world she could go to lunch with, it does not need to be you. I'm sorry, I'm uncomfortable. And that would be that. I'm uncomfortable. I need you to respect that because ain't no lunch.
No, there you go.
But you have gone through a lot of growth. You're very understanding. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I have. I got to be honest. I've gone through a lot of growth. I've gone through a lot of different situations where it's been at times painful, but to be honest, it's been necessary. It's shaped
Right.
me. It's helped shape me into like saying, look, I got to have confidence and love myself first before
Yeah.
anybody loves me. And it took me a long time to really understand that. And now there's such a freedom where it's like, yeah, you got a little bit of cockiness with you where it's like, yeah, I'm this, I'm up here, I'm him. So if somebody else comes into the picture and tries to, steal away, it's honestly, it becomes laughable because he ain't me.
Exactly.
That's a freedom that I've reached where like, I'm good.
That,
I
yeah,
don't worry about a lot of things like I used to worry about.
that's awesome.
But another guy who is not having a him moment right now is this guy named Daniel. Keke Palmer's baby daddy. I don't even know who this guy is, to
Oh
be
yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen, as everyone else, Keke Palmer and Usher started trending about Usher's little serenation of Keke Palmer at some concert.
Yes.
Keke Palmer had a very particular outfit that a lot of people were looking at. It was like, all right, she's a mom, she can't dress that way. And then
Hmm.
Daniel, I don't know this guy's last name, I'm sorry, comes out on Twitter and basically bashes her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something real quick about that. Keke Palmer's an entertainer. Usher is an entertainer.
Yep.
People like to bring in what Beyonce did to Terrence Howard at her concert, being with Jay-Z. These are all
Right.
entertainers. Jay-Z knows the game and he understands that Beyonce's just doing this to sell the show. Keke
Right.
Palmer and Usher selling the show. Now, this guy Daniel, this is the younger truth, so I'm gonna be honest. Bro, this dude, bro, you have no reason to be doing what you've been doing. No one even knew who you were until Keke Palmer came into the picture. So
Exactly.
to be honest, to myself and a lot of people, you just Keke Palmer's baby daddy. You ain't no entertainer that we know. You ain't, some musician that we know. You just a guy who happens to be Keke Palmer's baby daddy. So
Yes.
for him to go out and do the stuff that he's been doing looks really weak, looks kind of pathetic in my opinion. And you just look butthurt, bro.
Yes.
I mean, so a couple things I want to say about that. But Keke Palmer, she has to know that her baby daddy isn't exactly an entertainer. He doesn't understand the life. So for
Right.
her to she can wear what she wants to wear. I'm not a person that likes to control, like, what my girl likes to
Right.
wear. You know what I mean? I mean, we understand obviously being respectful and all that, but I'm not a guy that wants to like control everything that she wears.
Yeah.
Do your thing, but you understand respect. It looked like she was enjoying it a little too much. I mean, I know this is Usher. The guy's a legend. Makes a lot of women, melt. Quite frankly, I mean, the guy's the voice of an angel. I get it. But it looked like she enjoyed it a little bit too much. Like, she's grabbing them. She's kind of like, grinding side to side. Like, oh my God, that's your, like, oh my God, take me. Yo. And Daniel said, and my man Daniel with the best saying, all right, I done had enough of this shit. I got a few things I got to say. How do you feel about that situation and how it evolved and the fallout? Do you think it was fair for Keke Palmer to have the fallout she had? Do you think, did she bring a lot of that on herself? Is she innocent in all this, or does she have some guilt to carry?
I think, well, first of all, I understand her boyfriend, baby father, feeling some type of way about what she had on because she was wearing some type of thong leotard with some type of sheer see-through cover up. I get that. My problem is with him because why are you tweeting this publicly that you have a problem with what your baby mom has on? That is my whole issue because he could have talked to her about it privately. They could have handled it privately. And I think she tweeted like today or sometime recently saying like, I'm sorry, y'all, but like, I love my man. So that tells me maybe they had a conversation in private. She understood where he was coming from, and maybe she'll dress more conservatively moving forward. That could have all been done in private, but instead you took your grievances with her out on Twitter. Now the whole world is doing think pieces and podcasts about what you did, blowing it up. Everybody thinks he's a clown, thinks she should leave him, thinks that, he wants
I ain't say all that. That's what I ain't say all that. He got to leave him now. But I'm saying, I'm just like,
right.
Like,
But that's how people, like, all the tweets and feedback I've seen are people saying like, you don't need to be with a guy like this. Whereas all this they could have kept at home. And that's where I think he went wrong, is taking his internal problems in the relationship and posting them publicly. Granted, I understand where he's coming from because if you're in a relationship, right, and I get, you should dress how you want to dress, and she's also a new mom. I understand him feeling like that wasn't appropriate attire. I understand that. I'm just saying he shouldn't have said it publicly. Dancing with Usher, okay? I feel like you said, they're entertainers. That happens at concerts often. And I know a lot of men, I've been seeing stuff on Facebook, oh, fellas, how would you feel if this was your girl, blah, blah, blah. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you.
I'm going to cut you off, but like, I saw, this is another thing I wanted to bring up. I saw this, like a few weeks ago when I talked about it, how this girl got caught up on a Chris Brown concert for the same thing. Mm-hmm. The boyfriend ended up breaking up with her because of how much she enjoyed it.
I saw that. But let me ask you this, John. Let's be real. Because if y'all dudes were at the Rihanna concert and she called you up to grind all on top of you, y'all wouldn't be saying this. You'd be like, oh, it's just the concert. It's just Rihanna. I don't know her. I'm never going to see her again. Oh, is this, is that. But when she's up there just dancing with Usher in her see-through clothes, oh, she's enjoying it too much. If the shoe was on the other foot, y'all would be making all types of excuses. And if your girl broke up with you, you would be saying she's overreacting. So let's keep that same energy with Keke. That's just me.
I'm gonna go back to my previous comment saying that they're both entertainers. They know the game. They understand how things go. I'm not an entertainer. Mm-hmm. Most of the time. I've seen concerts with Nicki Minaj where the guy's been called out.
Exactly.
Nicki Minaj ties his arms around the chair.
Exactly.
So they can't touch him. You know what I'm saying? But my ex-girlfriend actually got mad at me because I was looking when Nicki Minaj was doing the concert. She got mad at me when I was looking. I'm like,
wait, y'all were at the concert together?
This is way back. Like, this is Drake. This is Nicki Minaj. This is like Lil Wayne.
But you were at a concert and you were looking at the concert.
Yeah, I was looking at the concert.
She was upset.
She was upset because Nicki Minaj was wearing, a particular outfit, like kind of like what we know Nicki Minaj will wear, and she was doing her thing on stage, and I was just like, I think she saw in my face that I was like, damn, what if she called me up right now?
Yikes.
I think the fact that the fact that I was thinking about it, plus my look in my face when she started doing her thing, it was like, okay, I think this is a little bit of an overreaction because look. I get it. This is your baby. This is your baby mama. You know, whatever. Y'all engaged, whatever the case may be, married. I get it. You might feel some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would feel some type of way if my girl got caught up by, Chris Brown or Usher. Somebody. I'll be honest with you. These are good-looking guys. These are very good-looking guys. These are attractive men. I get it. She would probably get some type of way if Tinashe, Rihanna, Ruby Rose, or somebody called me up.
Tinashe, exactly. Same thing.
But nah, I would be respectful. I'd probably be grinning a little too much. I'll admit, I'll probably be grinning like an idiot.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, can you really get...
But Kiki was like, grabbing them and all this stuff, like doing like the wine and dine. I'm like, come on, man, that's a little extra. Me, I'll probably just be sitting down, cheesing like an idiot and be like, okay, cool, this is great. All right, but and then when it's over, I'm out. Kiki was moving and grooving, and it was like a lot, man. I think that's why he even felt that type of way. Not that she went up there, but just like the extra stuff. The way she was smiling, he probably sitting there thinking like, and she ain't never smiled at me like that. Where she get all these extra teeth from? Why when she start dressing like that? She don't dress like that. She don't dress like that with me at home. She gonna dress like that for him?
Here's the thing. You sign up for it. That's how I feel. You knew Keke Palmer before you dated her. I think she did an interview saying that he was like a producer or something. I think he works in production, and she met him like behind the scenes working on something.
It had to be something. So nobody know who he is.
Right. But my whole thing is, you signed up to date Keke Palmer. She's an entertainer. You know how entertainers dress sometimes. You know the crowd that they're around. She's always, every single day, going to be around other men that look better than you, have more money than you, are more talented than you, every day, all day. And she acts. She's going to have to kiss them sometimes, do sex scenes. You signed up for this, so you have to know this kind of comes with the territory. So I feel like for us regular people, like if you got caught on stage with somebody, like, that's kind of far-fetched. But Keke Palmer, this is like an everyday thing. She's always going to be in these rooms with celebrities and people that look good and have the status and everything that he doesn't have. So if he is not secure and doesn't trust her, this is not going to work, because it doesn't end here. This is going to be like not her grinding on people, but like just her being in those rooms with them. Yeah. If he has a problem with that, it's not going to work.
It's just because like she wasn't acting, man. It was like, it's not like she's shooting a movie or she's like a TV show. She was really up there like enjoying herself to the point where it's like, hey, she doing a little much now. Like a little too damn happy. She didn't look that happy at home. What happened? What I do? All these questions start coming up. My thing is, like, at a concert, if your significant other gets caught up by a celebrity, I think the best thing you can do is go to the bathroom, go to the concession stand, maybe just wait outside for 5 minutes, and then maybe come back in when it's over. And then we talk about it. Like I just think back to the Nicki Minaj thing with being my ex. Like, it was hilarious, but I'm like, yo, you can't be serious right now that you're married.
Yeah, that's a little too sensitive.
I'm not the only man with a woman next to me.
Right.
There are married men who were staring at Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. And if you go to a Nicki concert or any of those concerts, you know that's what you're gonna get. I mean, I wouldn't want to see my man be on stage, with somebody grinding like that either. But like,
it's probably not gonna be a favorite. But like, come on, man. Like, ain't like you about to hop on the tour bus now. Right. Now, fellas, if your girlfriend is on her way to the tour bus, now we got a problem. Now we got a problem. Now you probably should be concerned. That's the rare occasion where we'll say like Drake or Chris Brown or somebody has an eye on you, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, that's different.
She didn't come back after being sent backstage. It's been 30 minutes. The show's over.
Right.
Where is she? And she calls you saying, yo, babe, I'm getting on the tour bus with Chris Brown.
Yeah, that's too far. That's too far.
Man, it's over. It's time to go back. It's time to listen to Drake. It's time to pop a bottle because she's not coming home.
Definitely not.
No. Oh man. Hey Lauren, thanks so much for joining us today. We had a lot of fun today. I appreciate you hopping on with us.
Oh, thank you so much, John. Have me back.
Absolutely. You did great. This is your first podcast, right?
Yeah, it's my first podcast.
You did an exceptional job. Great job.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Guys, thanks for coming to Club JG. You guys enjoy your weekend. We'll see you guys next